Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Tathir Abbas, and we are here with you with another episode of North American Muslim Foundation Senior Talk funded by New Horizon. And in conversation, we had an amazing guest today, Muhammad Naseem Hussain. How are you, sir?
Thank God, I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah, that's amazing. Welcome to our episode, sir. We would like to know about you. When did you come to Canada, and how did you feel when placing your first foot in Canada?
I came in 1997, and my both children were here, and they were already qualified, but they were not given the proper job as it's according to their qualification.
Oh, okay.
So then they have to do some odd job.
Right.
But they did not lose their heart, kept going.
Right.
What we have brought, that was some time spent, and my wife feel some desperate because sometime there is a job, there is not job.
Aww.
And she felt alone. She became sick and got heart attack.
Oh.
And in her heart attack was such a problem that on her thigh, they opened put a balloon to lessen the pressure on the heart.
Oh, okay.
And I hadn't gone while open heart surgery was going on. So my daughter was with her. He asked me, Papa, come to the hospital because doctor is asking to walk and she is not walking.
Oh.
So anyhow, when I reached over there, I saw there was a lot of swelling on her face, and I was likely to fall to see her face in such a condition. Anyhow, she was discharged from the hospital after 2-3 days, and a nurse used to come to render the first aid.
Right.
On the thigh.
Right.
After a week, a senior nurse came over there and she saw a lot of blue spot around that wound.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me, rush to the hospital in emergency.
Right.
We went over there, they took an X-ray and found 2 staple pen from inside the wound.
Oh, that's sad.
And she was sent back, and again the lady, daily basis, they come to render first aid for dressing. The same senior nurse came the next week. Again she saw 3-4 spots around the wound. Then again she asked me to rush to the hospital. We went in emergency and they took X-ray. They found a 3rd staple pin from inside the wound. In such a condition, 3 times, 4, that was operated. Anyhow, she is a very courageous wife.
MashaAllah. That's amazing.
She kept on going, but my whole life was ruined, you know.
Oh.
I haven't seen her from that day, and I thank God she's alive.
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah.
And my children, they moved to the US. In that day, it was Clinton time, and over there, it was economic condition was far better over there.
Mm-hmm.
So my second son was adopted as a vice president Bank of America.
MashaAllah.
And the elder one also joined another institution, and now they are in a big company, and he's working very hard over there. But I went to live with them, but I like Canada very much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's very nice to hear.
And this is what my inner thoughts, that the Canada is one of the best country of the world.
MashaAllah, no doubt about that.
And the present Prime Minister is such simple. There is no any example even in any Muslim countries about this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very big thing to say, sir. That's amazing.
And once the maybe conservative or liberal, we respect every politician's politics.
For sure. Yes.
And as a vice president of seniors of Thorncliffe, I had a chance to see John Tory,
Okay.
the present mayor.
Right.
He is second time elected. He is also a nice person.
MashaAllah.
And Doug Ford is also very good person. Everyone is good. If you are good, and even whatsoever it may be, when there was a defense minister, Kerry, who is now premier in Alberta,
Right.
he sometimes said that those Muslims who are living in Canada, they should separate themselves from the other Muslims, those who are creating disturbance or this and that. That it was, I saw in community paper, in which I wrote my application to the defense minister, that I, being Muslim, I assure you that Muslims always stand for the good parts, and we support our government. If any step or any action taken for the right direction, we will support forever. And we don't consider those guys, those who have doing suicide or doing bad things or killing others. This is not teaching of our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that your neighbor, who he may be who or she, what he is doing, what he is color, what is his religion, we obey the God or not. If he died with hunger or with sickness, how much pious you may be, you cannot enter into the paradise. So this is I firmly believe, and I always think into the Muslim is, if somebody is a neighbor, it means he is protected. He shouldn't worry about it.
Very true, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's amazing what you have just said.
Yeah.
I'm sure all the Muslim community would accept this, and we take this as a pride that with the Muslim community, no other community should ever feel scared of. So, sir, having said that, any kind of government support have you been getting from 96 to up till now? Any kind of help that you have received? Because you just mentioned that your children are abroad and you're living here alone. So any kind of support that you have been seeing?
You know, I was having so much expenses about my wife's treatment.
Right.
But my children used to pay for them. And I am now at the age of 86.
MashaAllah.
And my daughter and son, why to be worried? And once in 2019, there is a retired major, Mr. Fahim Mirza. He filled up the application. Then from 2019, I used to pay some relief of the medicines.
Okay.
And one more thing I may like to connect you, that Kathleen was premier here in 2018, and she was addressing the seniors club, in which I also participated into it. Then that over 65, the prescription will be free for everyone. That's so. Anyhow, because I used to sit with the seniors, I saw and so many old people, and it is sorry to say some are in so desperate condition because their children don't care of them, and they tell me these different stories. So I called, hi Kathleen. Kathleen didn't listen. Then I spoke loudly, excuse me Kathleen. Then she turned up and said, oh, there is a voice on my back. And then she attended me, Kathleen, why I am calling you? Because I have owned this country. So when I have owned this country, that I think it is my right to bring all the things together in the right people that you don't know about everyone, because I sit with the seniors in so bad condition they are, and we should not keep our eyes closed that everything is going well.
I agree.
It may be hospital or any institution or situation that we should think everything should be run positively, and accountability is more important to do in every part of life.
For sure, that's amazing.
So the CP24 asked me, they will interview, would you like to participate it? I said, sure. Then my interview was repeated on CP24 2018 in the March 20. That was Saturday and Sunday both.
MashaAllah, what an achievement, sir.
And I'm happy because if we will not raise the point, our voice, and we should all together, when we live in this country and we love, so it is our foremost duty to bring all the things, join together, how they may become good.
For sure, no doubt about that, sir. So, sir, then after 2018, we were hit by pandemic in 2019. Please tell us how your situation was, knowing the fact that you were alone with your wife, and how was that time for you?
Really, it was very hard time.
For sure.
Because I used to go in summer vacation to US to pass my time with my children over there, for which we couldn't have to gone because the American, they put some more difficulties to go over there. Such a thing we avoided it, and more than 2.5 years I haven't gone. And my hobby is to put greening society concern to promote rose. So I put roses in my son's house outside, and people in that area, they come and see when your father will come, and I won't be able to go over there. And there is a lot of roses over there which cannot be found in that area over this.
Oh, wow. What an impact of your presence in states, I would say. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, sir, any kind of government support you received during the pandemic specifically?
The Doug Ford, they send me letters that 500 for me, for 500 for my wife, but in my account I got only 500. That 500 was not given to my wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You didn't claim it again then?
I didn't know about it because it was directly deposited in my account. When I was supplementing the tax, then they told me, oh, you have got one. I go, okay.
Okay, all right. So, sir, coming to 2022 now, how are you seeing the world through your eyes? What do you think now that we have come back from pandemic? Now the world is going back to its original self. What do you think? How is life right now for seniors?
Actually, I have been in Chicago. Huh?
Okay.
And there was a senior community over there, and they were given some old ladies and old people. They used to come and sit over there from 9 to 8 o'clock. Huh?
Okay.
And there were some carom board to playing card and tea and some supper food and computer and other activities.
Okay.
Which is here in Thorncliffe area, only TNO had given us only one day in a week. And now it is totally stopped because there is a lot of thickly crowded people over there. And so I brought in sometimes in the notice of Rob Elephant and John Tory, but still nothing was done over there.
Oh, that's sad. I hope they do something about it. So we are coming to the end of our show. Any kind of suggestion, any advice for our seniors or for our youth also?
For the seniors, life is only, because they become old and helpless. So if somebody may be in some situation that other people may meet them, they talk to each other, their stories, that they had a good time and some type of relief in food or tea may be served.
Right.
This can be more better for their
Of course.
passing time to tell each other's experience, the stories, how to get it done, how to pass the time.
Right.
Yeah, this is the only thing. And our government do a lot, but some areas are totally neglected. That is the problem. Though our government's policy is good, but who is responsible, who can do that, it is their
Right.
matter to think about.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us in today's episode, sir. I highly appreciate your presence in our episode today. And with this, it's a wrap for today's episode. I am going to see you in the next episode. Till then, take care of yourself. You're watching North American Muslim Foundation Senior Talk, funded by New Horizon. I'm your host, Tathir Abbas. To take care of yourself. Khuda Hafiz.